Okay, let's do this in English because I want to upload this video on YouTube. Yeah. So this is my Old Holland giant box. Giant box of watercolor. The box itself is a different material from a regular tin box of watercolor. For example, this is a regular tin box. It's a different material. I don't know what's called in English, but these are the same brand, Old Holland, and the material of the box is the same brand, but the surface is painted with organic glass, and I have the little gold box and the little black box. No, not the little box, the huge black box. So what's it called is that is triple pans, Old Holland triple pans. So I found that my tolerance or my willingness to spend however amount of money on watercolors have increased exponentially since I've started. Because at first I can only buy half pans. These are the remainder of my half pans of MG. I bought 70 colors of MG half pans and they cost me around 750 RMB, so divide that by 5, that's like $150 Canadian. If it's USD, then divide that by 7. And then I bought a full set of MG, and then I bought a full set of Holbein, and then I bought a whole set of another watercolor. And now this is the ultimate prize. It's like the holy grail of watercolor sets in the watercolor world. This is so expensive. The price doesn't nearly justify the actual product. Not that I know exactly what it is. Sorry if I offended anyone, because I don't think the price is justified. However, I still paid for it and I got it because I love watercolors so much. I can't stop dreaming about it. Like I can't live my life without it. I found that if I'm happy, I have to have this in my life. Therefore, I bought it. Like I want it so much, it's becoming a heartache. And I do work, and I can afford it, but it's like 3 months rent, basically. Yeah. So this, I think, is around 2,000 Canadian. Yeah, it's around there. It's around 2,000 Canadian. I got a deal on it, but it wasn't that cheap. But yeah, let's open it up. Holy frick. This is a swatch card, which I'm never gonna use. Because you think that you pay $2,000 for a box of watercolors, you'd give me a better swatch card, like at least make it out of Arches paper, but it's not. So I'm like, what the fuck? What the heck? Sorry. And this is the color itself. It is huge. One block is incredibly huge. Let me take one out. Can I take one out? Oh, I don't think I can move it. Can I move it? I'm scared of damaging it. Can I take one out? No, I can't. This is like so heavy. This weight, oh my god, I can't lift it up. Oh, this weight 4 kilograms. Ow. Can I take it out or no? Okay, sorry guys, I can't take it out, but if we put it side by side with a half pan, it's like this. So it's been said that it's at least 6 half pans, 6 to 8 half pans, and 3 to 4 full pans. One full pan is like this, and it's so thick, guys. Thick, haha. I don't know if you can see. This is how thick it is. Why can't I take it out? I want to show the world how thick it is. Look. But whatever, it's around $2,000, which is the same price as this iPad right here. This new iPad Pro that I bought. So I think I maxed out my wish list for this year. But I'm going to use it and swatch it, because there's no point in just hiding it, right? It's best just to use it. Here's the names right here, and let's see. Kind of take this. Okay, let's get started. Let's put on some music. Okay, first is transparent Chinese white. I should lay down like a layer of like a few black bars before I continue. And also this brush is soaked with blue, so it's pretty much ruined. Okay, I don't like this brush. I have to use my Da Vinci 428 brush. Okay. There's many people who collect this and then they sell them online. Like they buy it just for the sake of having it. There's tons of rich people in China. They buy it just to collect, but not me. If I buy it, I'm gonna use it. And I'm not gonna sell watercolor. I will never sell my my paints. Pens maybe, but paints no. Old Holland is known for its intensity and powder, like the amount of pigment that's been used versus the binders. I was wondering if I should explain all the colors. This is Schwinnigan Yellow Light, and this is Gamboge Lake Extra. Gamboge Lake Extra. Huh? It just occurred to me that I have these colors doubled in my little gold box. Next one is Indian Yellow Orange Lake Extra. Wow, that's a long name. So extra. The colors are very easy to pick up. I only had to dip my brush for 3 or 4 swipes, maybe. and then I can pick up colors. Honestly, it will be my life goal to finish using a palette like that, and I'll be so happy. Maybe I'll buy a second one 10 years down the line after I finish it. This is a transparent pink. So let me give you, if anyone's watching this, a brief summation of my descent into the watercolor journey ever since I came to China. So I love watercolors, but buying watercolors in Canada is practically just insane because the shipping system is not as advanced as in China or the US. There's no like next day shipping. So buying paints is very hard because if I want to collect tubes, like a set of paint, now I have to buy tubes. And for a beginner who doesn't know how to choose paints, that's quite a challenge. So one of the main reasons I came back to China is to buy stuff on Taobao. I was very candid about that. Like during the interview, I was like, I want to go to China because I want to shop. And then they laughed and they thought I was joking, but I was not. But it's okay if they thought I was joking. Doesn't matter. And then when I came to this international school, I was earning a Canadian teacher salary, but I was living in China, which the cost of living is significantly cheaper than in Canada. So I bought whatever I wanted. Oh my god, it was insane. I bought like an exercise bike, a treadmill, in my apartment, and I bought all kinds of crap, like so many crap. Oh my gosh. But the first thing I bought with my paycheck was a set of paint. Actually, no, 3 sets of paints. And I researched what is the best set of paint. And the answer was Old Holland, Amgram, DS, Sennelier, Memory Blue, etc., etc. Holbein, yeah. So the 3 sets of paints I bought is a complete set of 70 colors of Amgram and a complete set of 72 colors, I think, of Memory Blue, yeah. And then a 48 half pan solid colors of Holbein. So these 3 set me back around 500 Canadian, 500-600 Canadian. But no regrets, right? And I just left them for a year because I was too busy with my new job and I didn't have time to paint, and I didn't get into any painting class. And during the quarantine of the coronavirus, I picked up painting again because there's like nothing to do, honestly. And I was like, oh, I might as well start painting. And the online classes has become massively popular, so massively popular. You can get really cheap online classes. So I found some cheap classes that's like $5 for 10 days or $20 for a month. And I started following them. So after I've been to class for a month, you pretty much know exactly what watercolor is about, and all you need to do is to practice. Really. It's a very easy skill to acquire, but to be truly good at it, to be excellent at it, you need a lot of patience and a lot of you need a lot of patience and a lot of experience. because painting expresses who you are as a person. There's a reason why museums have the paintings of the old masters. It's because their art expresses their life and all the experience that have settled into their life and their world. And their expressions mean something. It resonates with most of the people. And they have depth and they can be analyzed. That is why the old masters, their works can go to museums. But regular, like very hip or trendy artworks are good. The skills are there, but they're not going to galleries. They're not going to be remembered in history, right? Yeah. So, but then there are some, like, there are some manga artists who got to the level of galleries. Like Hirosaki Arashi, the author of JoJo. His reference photos are amazing, and his art is amazing as well. He's so meticulous. Yeah, I think I have that color in a little ball, in a little gold box. But yeah. Oh, dioxane purple. Oh, it says dioxane mauve. They have different names for everything. So, throughout the quarantine, I got deeper and deeper into this hole of watercolors. And I kept drawing, and I kept painting, and naturally I kept buying stuff. I must have like 10 Da Vinci brushes. But I saved them. Like, I didn't want to use them right away because they're new and I wanted to save them in the box. Like, at least until this one can't be used anymore, and I'll use them. But honestly, this one I've used for such a long time, and so often, like, the paint has been rubbed off. I don't know if you can see. It's the 428. Is this Kolinsky sable? Or is one of those sables? Yeah. Yeah. And then what did I buy? I bought 6 Prima marketing sets. Tropical, Odyssey, the 2 vintages, the Dream Pastel, the 2 pastels, the Currents, the one that paints the sea. I have to have the sea one because I am painting the sea basically. And what else? Tropicals. Yeah, tropicals. And I'm done with Prima marketing. That's all I wanted. And I also bought Winsor Newton, both the Cotman and the professional grade. Winsor Newton has been raising their prices because before it was too cheap. So over the last 2 months or so, they have been slowly raising their prices, and it's causing the watercolor world to panic and start collecting it. I was like, I already have 1 set, there's no way I'm going to finish it, so I'll just not jump on that hype train. And I bought a set of Daniel Smith watercolor sticks, a 1/5 of the length. And then I bought Schminky, the 24 color set, but it's filled half pan. It's like the half pan was filled by another person, because it's so much cheaper than the factory filled one. And then I realized that the set that this person sold me online was fake. So I had to fight a long and hard battle to get my money back. Maybe that's a story for another time. And so I hated Schminky, this brand, ever since. But then there was a very good deal for a little, for a tiny Schminky box, like the travel set. And it's ridiculously expensive. It's like 80 bucks for a tiny thing that you can fit inside your hand. It's smaller than a deck of cards. But it was on sale. And then the price was very, very reasonable. 80 bucks is very reasonable. So I bought it. And I bought a set of M gram, because it's my first watercolor ever and I love it so much. Actually, no. My first was Sakura Koi, and it was the worst watercolor ever. I hated that set. I know many people on YouTube swear by it. I know. But if you are a experienced painter and you've tried Sakura Koi and you've tried all these other brands that I've mentioned and you still love Sakura Koi, I think something's wrong with you. Okay? Don't attack me. Because the quality of that paint is horrendous. I don't know why it still exists in paint stores. I hate the fact that paint stores does not still have it. And why can't they get something else? Like, really. Oh, this is a very light blue. This is difficult to get the colors. What else did I buy? Oh, this is gorgeous. I think this is Cobalt Teal. At least the Old Holland version of it. Let's see what it's called. Turquoise Glue Blue Deep. Okay. No, then there's no Cobalt Teal in this box. Yeah. And then I bought a set of Holbein 60 milliliter. Large tubes. They're like toothpaste. In fact, we call them Holbein toothpaste because of how large it is, 60 milliliter. It's like massive. I wonder if I have an example right now. They're in that little box over there. I'm too lazy to get it. What the heck? This is 16 milliliter. Compare that to a 15 milliliter. And then compare to a 5 milliliter right here. So I bought 40 of these. I mean, you guys can tease me all you want. You're gonna be like, why the heck did you buy so much? I just love it. Like, I can't help myself. I just love it so much. Why is Payne's Gray right here? Old Holland has always put Payne's Gray in very weird places. Maybe they think it belongs in the blue series. Schwindigen Green Deep. It's a gorgeous green color. But this blue has almost disappeared. The frick? It says it's OH blue gray. Huh. Okay, and this is Green Earth. And after I tell you guys my adventure of watercolor journey, that doesn't even nearly cover the half of it. There's so much story to tell. Because China's communities are more connected than Western communities of the equal fan base, of fan bases, basically. I don't know how to say this. Maybe I'll just use examples to explain. Like, for example, if you love the movie Titanic, for example, then you can go online and go to this specific website and you can discuss this movie all together with all the fans, and then you can join group chats and communities on WeChat. And WeChat is a communication device app, basically, that you can add each other in an instant and you can talk with each other and you can make group chats and stuff. It's like text messages, except much more convenient, and it's like a simplified version of Facebook, basically. Yeah. And it's more intimate because you can send messages very easily. It's like Facebook groups. Yeah. But nobody actually talks on Facebook groups. Like, if you join the Facebook fan page, you don't actually talk in it. You just look at the posts that the administrator has set. So over here in China, it's much more connected, and the fan bases are much more fervent, and they're willing to spend money on their idols, especially like K-pop groups or reality TV shows, etc., etc. There's like fan maniacs, anti-fans, blah 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 blah. So popular internet personalities who became somewhat famous through art. I'm only talking within like the art circles because I don't care about the celebrity circles. They have WeChat groups, like fan groups of their own, in which you can communicate with them and you can communicate with people who love their art, and you can join groups and you can draw things and post them into the groups. But the most popular topic always is paints, pens, brushes, and just art supplies. So I joined a few of these groups and I found never meet your idols. Because some of these teachers or the internet personalities, they're very mean. I mean, you can't lump them together with regular people because their life is posting videos and being adored by fans almost all the time. Whenever they post a photo of an artwork that they drew, there's praises everywhere, and they get used to it, so they don't accept anything else. I'm not saying that anyone, or including me, that criticized them, no. but it kind of gives them a mentality of I'm the best and you shouldn't talk about anyone else. So these groups are pretty restricted. I cannot talk about another artist inside the groups because they'd be like, this is this person's fan group, why are you talking about another person? And even the old masters, I can't do it. Like, let's talk about Van Gogh or whatever. They're like, no, just focus on this teacher's this viral artist's work. And sometimes these viral artists are sponsored by certain stores, art supply stores or art supply brands. And they are not allowed to mention any other brands. So there's this guy that I got into his class. He was selling an online class, 10 classes for 29 RMB, so that's like $6. It's like a cup of Starbucks. And I only bought it because he's hot. Like, he's very hot. He's muscular and he does watercolor. He's from Singapore. Maybe that gives away too much. But he is sponsored by this Chinese watercolor brand called Superior. And this Chinese watercolor paper called Layton watercolor. Do I have Layton right now? Let me see. This Layton. This. I'm rather fond of their products because they're very good. But what I love most is Arches. Okay, so he's sponsoring these two brands, and I know a lot about watercolors and art supplies because I bought so much, and that's all I care about. That's all I surf the web for. Whenever I wake up before I go to sleep, that's all I do, basically. And so inside the groups, there's many beginners who are like, what is the best watercolor brand? And they're like, oh, the teacher wants us to buy Superior. Is that good? And of course, I answered no. I said, if you buy them, then keep using them. But if you didn't buy them, then buy MG and DS. Like, there's half pan sets that people have made. They squeeze them into half pan sets. Buy them. And they're like, oh, okay. And the teacher's assistant was very angry with me because I talked about other brands. So they kicked me out, basically. Which is very, very offensive to kick someone out without a previous warning. And I was very polite. I was like, this teacher is the best. He's really cute, blah, 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 blah. And then they still kicked me out. So I was so mad that I went on the internet and I researched this background. And I was like, you kicked me out without refunding me. And you think I'm just going to take it. And then I found some teachers, some other internet viral teachers. And I was like, we're friends. And tell me about this person who's really hot, but he kicked me out. And they're like, oh, we hate that person. So like, if you write like an article about him saying what he did or what his group's assistant did, we'll back you up. And so I had support, but in the end, the group's assistant apologized to me and refunded me the money, and that was that. I was like, no, then I'm not gonna write an article because screw him. But yeah, so there's tons of stories like that. Things are really competitive and complicated within the art world in China. And I'm slowly becoming like viral. I have 1,200 fans, 1,300 fans on Bilibili, which is a Chinese website that it's like the Chinese YouTube, yeah, for animation most likely, most likely, and like when I have more fans on Chinese YouTube, then I only post in Chinese YouTube. So sorry YouTube if you missed my videos. But there's only like 3 people who watched me, which I'm like, never mind. Yeah. So this is thin tapes. Like very, very thin tapes that you can get online. Oh my god, buying stuff is so convenient in China. If I'm like cooking and I was like, oh hey, I don't have soy sauce, and then I go online and I order soy sauce, and then the next day or within 2 hours it comes into your door. It comes to your door. Especially for groceries and such. Oh my god, that's why I'm not going back. I'm gonna work in China for a few years and then I'll go back to Canada. Can't find a job in Canada anyways as a teacher. So after you take away the tapes, now you have a perfectly drawn swatch card. And regarding the space, I should have measured it, but I kind of just eyeballed it. I'd be like, this sort of makes sense. Let's just go with that. Yeah. I'm gonna write the names, maybe in between the spaces or on top of the colors, whichever. This is Arches. It's so easy to buy Arches. It's so cheap to buy art supplies in China. When I get to Beijing, I will film like a live stream or like a vlog of going to the biggest art supply store, and it's like an artist's wet dream. It's the best thing ever. Oh my god, there's rows and rows of Arches watercolor paper just stacked extremely high, and there's all colors of Daniel Smith, all 256 of them, plus the 8 new colors that they came out this year, so 264. And there's all sort of Old Holland pigment colors. There's so much Graham. Oh my god, it just sells everything in that store. Okay, let's admire this once more. There's 2 colors that I'm rather disappointed with. This one. This one's okay. But this one. And this one. Maybe these 2. But because I want really intense colors. But then again, the rest are excellent. I can use these for skin tones. Because they're so light, right? Yeah. But right here. Oh shoot, I should cut off a little bit so it fits. But yeah, so let's tuck this away. Okay, that's it. Bye-bye. Bye, YouTube. My nails. Manicures are extremely cheap in China. This cost me like 150, 200 RMB. Divided by 5, that's 40 bucks. Less than 40 bucks. Bye, YouTube.